Welcome on back, everybody. I am Bladen. That is Joe. Today we are reviewing the one and only season of The Defenders, the culmination of the entire Netflix universe. Well, about half of it. Most of the shows actually came out after The Defenders happened, which is kind of weird.
What, 4 seasons before Defenders, and then
we got 5 seasons before. We got 2 seasons of Daredevil and 1 season of all the other shows.
Oh, that's right.
Then after we get Season 2 and 3 of Jessica Jones, we get
Iron Fist Season 2, Luke Cage Season 2, Punisher
Season 1 and 2, and then Daredevil Season 2, or Season 3. So 7 shows after this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good halfway point, even though it's a little before halfway.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go through the episode names quick, and then I'll give a brief synopsis, and then we'll get into it. So, episode 1, the H word. I'm gonna assume they mean the hand. Episode 2, mean right hook. Episode 3, worst behavior. Episode 4, royal dragon. Episode 5, take shelter. Episode 6, ashes. Episode 7, fish in the jailhouse. Episode 8, the Defenders. And this is the first and only Netflix show to have 8 episodes
for its entirety.
Season.
It's classified as a miniseries.
Yes. It's classified as a miniseries, still ends up longer than most series do.
Nowadays.
Yeah. So, a month after the events of Iron Fist, the Vigilantes, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist team up to fight a common enemy, the Hand. So, hot takes.
I hear a lot of people hate on this show. This show's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love this show.
Yeah.
We'll get there in the ranking, but this is ranked pretty high for me. I
believe it. And see, again, I like the Defenders. I like the first season of Iron Fist. The second season is about half good, half bad. I never watched the Jessica Jones, but all the other ones I watched, like Punisher, Luke Cage, Daredevil's obviously. Daredevil's always going to be
sexist.
Yeah, it is. No. I just really, it was really rough when
I already told you it
took you halfway through before you actually started to enjoy and watch the show, really.
No, you just hate women.
Yeah, it's only women. That's why I liked Claire's character up until they ruined her character, but...
Yep. Also, we have found the most annoying character in the entire MCU in the show, and it is Misty Knight.
Sexist.
Goodness. You forgot racist, too.
Racist, yeah, there you go.
She is so annoying. It's like every single time we get a little bit somewhere with the Hand, and we're almost accomplished. She just has to come in and be like, you guys don't know what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Call the police. Tell the police what's going on because we can help. No, you can't.
But, see, she was in Luke Cage season 1, right? Yeah.
Where she
wasn't even that bad in there. And then suddenly in Defenders it was like that. And if I remember correctly, in season 2 of Luke Cage, she's just as bad. So it's like the first season she's fine, but after that she just jumped off a cliff and
that's sort of what they did with Claire too. Like in Daredevil season 1 she was fine. And then
see, with Claire, it was more of a slow build-up of being worse and worse. It was like every time she showed up, it was like a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And it was just like, by the next season, you're just like, please stop showing up. And then she'd show up in the next season. And it's like, just no, stop bringing Claire in. And then she'd show up again. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
but yeah. So, you already touched on it. Was this a good season?
Yes, I think this was a very good season. There were obviously a couple of things that I didn't like. There were a few elements of the show that didn't work, but that's with every show.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to find a perfect show, except for Daredevil.
I mean, Daredevil's pretty close. There's still 1 or 2 little nitpicky
yeah,
things.
like season 2, you can find some stuff. Yeah.
But, also, we're not using mics, by the way. Trying that out.
Yeah, we're going to see, because the last video that we recorded, we didn't use our mics, or... We forgot to turn the mics on. We saw the audio quality was slightly better than it was on the last video we recorded with the mic, so we're going to try to maybe switch it up for the next couple videos and see which works better, because we have had a couple videos where the mics were flawless and the audio was great, but then there are a couple where,
Yeah, and it might just be positioning or something, but...
We're going to figure it out.
We'll figure it out. This one's going to be without mics, though, before we get into figuring it out. So, just so you guys know. CGI and stunts. What'd you think?
Overall, pretty good. There were only a couple of shots here in this show where I noticed where it kind of took me out. One of the biggest ones was probably when the building was coming down. That whole demolition didn't look very, very good. But overall, the fight choreography in the show was really well handled. I like how you can see where everyone's powers are kind of incorporated, everyone's fighting styles kind of incorporated. And even, like, not even just, like, stunts and coordination and, like, everything being included. Like, the first couple of episodes of the season, they tried to make each character's tone felt. Like, Daredevil, you could feel the tone from his show carry over. You can feel the tone from Luke Cage carry over, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. But then once they all come together, the show kind of establishes its own feel. Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about that, because by the time we get to the last fight of the show in the underground base, it's like just this one singular tone, and it kind of contracts from some stuff, because Daredevil's fighting looks worse than it did in season 1 and 2, and
even earlier.
Yeah, and it's just because of the style and the way it's being shot and performed, which is fine. But I would have liked if we could have kept that, like, differing feel for all of the characters instead of sort of making it its own sort of distinct identity. But it's its own show, so it's going to do
it should be a little bit different. And I'm curious if, like, the cinematography that they use, like, if the cinematographers, like, they brought the one from Daredevil to be the first couple of episodes, and then, like, Jessica Jones's, and, like, switched them out that way, and then they had someone new do, like, the second half of the show. Like, that would have been an interesting way to do it, and it definitely would give the effect that you're saying. But I don't know. I haven't looked enough into that to say for sure. But yeah, no, I only remember like 1 or 2 fights in the Defenders show, and obviously the final fight's the one. But the other one I'm thinking of might be from Iron Fist season 2, so I won't bring it up just in case.
The one where they're in the business tower or something.
Yeah, I think that is the one I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of. Okay, so it is in this one. Okay. But I remember that one pretty well. Like, not like I remember the fight well, but I remember it and liked it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I remember the stunts being good. That's what I'm saying. Very rambly way to say it, but... do you think this season fits into the MCU?
Yeah, I would say it does. The only reason these shows don't fit in the MCU is because the MCU doesn't call attention to the shows. Like, after this happened, there should have definitely been some discussion in the movie following this where they're like, is anyone going to talk about the building that just exploded the other day?
Talking about that giant hole in New York?
You gotta talk about that? No? Okay. Alright, well.
Yeah.
But overall, this season fit well into the MCU. We get, obviously, a lot of hints and references to the movies in the MCU, which we get in all of these shows.
If I remember correctly, the Defenders pulls back from it. It does
pull back a lot, and I think that's because we're already making reference to the universes from each of these characters. It's going to be harder to fit in a bunch of different references from the wider MCU when we already have 4 characters as our leads. Yeah,
and again, I'm not saying that as a critique.
No,
I think that's a good thing. Like, once you've already established you're part of the MCU,
universe, you don't really need to...
You don't have to keep calling attention to it unless something big like Sokovia happens, and then you bring up reference to it. But otherwise, no. Favorite episodes of this season?
I would probably say... I don't remember exactly which episode it was, but the episode where they're all inside of the kitchen, or the Chinese restaurant. I think it's episode 4.
I think you're right, but again...
I think it's episode 4, because that's obviously where we have Stick being introduced into the season, and then we have all the character interactions between Matt Murdock, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones. They're all talking to each other and figuring out where each person stands. Jessica tries to leave the group at one point, but Luke brings her back. And I also do like how the most interesting relationships in these shows are with the people who don't have any connection to each other. Like, you could have drawn more parallels between Matt Murdock and Danny Rand, seeing as they're both somehow connected to the Hand. But Matt Murdock is paired up with Jessica Jones, which they don't really have any connecting factors.
Aside from him being a lawyer and her being a private eye.
It would have been it would have made more sense if Luke Cage and Jessica Jones were the ones seen together more often, because they've obviously had history with each other. And it's cool how Iron Fist and Luke Cage are the ones who get paired up mostly in this show, when they don't really have a background together or anything in common, really. Yeah. It's just showing the different angles, and it does set up Heroes for Hire pretty well.
Yeah, and again, like, up until the Defenders, they do a good job of setting it up, and then
after it's just...
after it feels like they gave up on the idea, almost, but yeah, you'll have to wait and see how you feel about it, because maybe you'll disagree and you'll like where it could have gone, because... I mean, they could have still done something with it, obviously, but they didn't, and that frustrates me. But, favorite characters this season?
I mean, you got the 4 leads. I mean, pretty much every character in the show is portrayed well, except for Misty,
Claire, right? Yeah.
And I'm upset Nobu doesn't even show up in this season.
Doesn't he get name dropped like 2 or 3 times, and then he never shows up? Yeah. I do remember being upset that they didn't have Nobu come back.
Yeah. But I do like how they established the 5 fingers of the hand at the beginning of the show. Yeah. Don't really like how it's like you got 2 Japanese or Chinese. I think it's Japanese.
Gao, I think, is Chinese. And Nobu, I think, is Japanese.
Nobu's not in it.
But I'm saying,
but
his background, his connections are
and
Japanese.
Then you have those 2, and then you have this old white woman, and then this one black dude. And it's like...
It was supposed to be... my theory on it is it's supposed to be, like, the clash for those specific characters. Yeah. Like, obviously, black guys for Luke Cage and everything. But, yeah, I agree with you, like...
No. And then we have Elektra coming back in this season.
Yes.
Elektra's character was very interesting this go-around, because you have her being very hesitant to join the hand at the beginning. She, obviously doesn't have her memory, she doesn't know what's going on, and then she goes to Matt Murdock's apartment. Bugged the shit out of me. When she goes there, she's there for, a whole day. And then she leaves, and then 10 minutes later, Matt Murdock comes home. And I'm like, are you kidding
really?
me?
You pulled it like that. Yeah.
And then, obviously, she goes and she kills the woman in charge of the hand, the head of them, and then says, yeah, I'm in charge now. And it's like... These people have been These people have been living for, how many years, and they're not going to fight you on it,
some thousand
at
years.
all. They obviously are why would we have to do what you say? And then Elektra's like, well, you didn't have the substance to bring you back. And I'm like, well, there's 4 of them against you. They've all been training for thousands and thousands of years. I get you're the Black Sky and everything.
But, see, it would have made more sense if they set it up like they were like, oh, if you come in, we'll accept you kind of thing. So that way when she does that, she's like, oh, you guys already said you're going to accept me. It's not going to matter what I do. And she doesn't have her memories, so it's not going to all make sense.
And then by the end of the show, Matt's trying to convince Elektra to come back to him, and Matt dies.
Which we all knew they weren't going to do it even back then.
I told you when I got here that I have a theory.
Mm-hmm. You didn't tell me what the theory was,
I did not
but
tell
I
you
am
what the
excited to hear it.
So... At the end of the show, the hand is completely... I've never seen this show. So before this, I didn't know what happened to the hand by the end. I thought they might have still been an organization that was going on. But it seems like by the end of the show, the hand is done. They're completely destroyed. All their leaders are gone. I don't know if they come back in Iron Fist at all or what happens there, but we know they're coming back in Brand New Day. And we know they're going to a prison. And we're almost 100% sure Matt Murdock will be in that prison.
At least a cameo.
So why are the Hand going to that prison for Matt Murdock? Are they going to kill him? Because my new theory is they're going to rescue him because Elektra is still alive. Because we see Matt Murdock survive that. Yeah. Why couldn't Elektra?
Yeah.
So what if...
Again, she is the Black Sky, so...
So what if Elektra survives, she goes on to become the new leader of the Hand, rebuilds...
much smaller Hand,
yes, rebuilds the whole organization, because... In the trailer, they're wearing red, which is one of Elektra's, go-to colors. Although the Hand in the comics is normally red. But every time before that, when we've seen them, they're depicted wearing mostly black. That's a weird change to do. So, what if Elektra sent her version of the Hand to the prison in Brand New Day to rescue Matt Murdock, take him out, and have him join the Hand. But Spider-Man stops them from doing that, as like just a weird little side thing that Spider-Man did during the movie. And then, in Daredevil Season 3, we have Danny Rand become the new Daredevil. But we also have Elektra become a new version of Daredevil. Because in the comics, she has taken up the Daredevil mantle for a little while Matt was in prison. And we also know one of the not key parts, but one of the identifying parts of that whole storyline is Daredevil with the big beard.
Yeah.
And we know Charlie Cox in Season 3 is going to have that big beard.
He's going to have a big beard.
So what if, in Season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, Elektra comes back as her own version of Daredevil, Matt Murdock comes out of prison as his own version of Daredevil, Danny Rand is his version of Daredevil, and we have the Devil's Reign storyline. Or not the storyline from the comics, because Devil's Reign is a different thing.
Yeah.
But we have 3 Daredevils operating almost at the same time, all doing different things. We have Elektra being the leader of the Hand, also being Daredevil. We have Danny Rand, who's doing all the street tier stuff as Daredevil, and then we have Matt Murdock, who's sort of in the middle.
Yeah. It's possible, for sure.
I mean, that's where what I'm getting out of this, because the Hand coming back out of nowhere doesn't make much sense, because we know all the leaders are dead.
Yeah.
Gao's gone. What was his name from Iron Fist?
Bakoto.
Bakoto is gone. The black guy's dead. He was the first one to go.
Yeah.
And that old white woman's gone now too.
Yeah.
So the only person who would be left, hypothetically, to bring back the Hand, who was a leader, is Elektra.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and if they're trying to lean more into the Netflix side of things, I could definitely see it being a possibility.
And we're bringing back Luke Cage and Iron Fist in Season 3. Could it be that Danny
that's
Rand,
where I'd get
Luke
the problem is, unless they do like the Luke Cage for Mayor storyline as the B plot.
Because we do know, that's what I'm thinking, because we know that at the end of Season 2 of Born Again, Wilson Fisk will no longer be the mayor of New York City.
Yeah. Who knows?
I just thought that was an interesting theory. Yeah, that's what I think's happening.
It's 100%
that's what I think's
possible.
Happening.
And even what I know about, I won't spoil. It could fit even with the stuff that comes after. Like, it definitely would work, and it would be interesting. I guess we'll have to see if there's any leaked pictures of Elektra. If she shows up, like, I would 100% be like, yeah, no.
It works.
They're going to do that storyline.
It would work. Because,
but, they could also not.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Too. It's it's the 3rd season of the show. Do you think they're going to go for a 4th season of Born Again, or they're going to end it at 3? I feel like they might end it at 3, because by the time 3 comes out, we'll have Secret Wars coming out, and Secret Wars will end it, so...
If they do a 3rd season, I do think that it should be the last season of Daredevil. Not that he can't show up in, like, Secret Wars or something, but, like, I think that should be the last season of Daredevil. Like, it would give us 6 mostly solid seasons. I haven't watched Season 2 of Born Again yet, but...
Everyone's saying it's great.
Everyone's saying it's pretty good, and... I mean, they said that about Wonder Man, and then Wonder Man dropped down to like a 20%, so, I mean...
that show is rated very high by fans, and usually when fans love something, critics don't. Yeah. Like, do you remember how good She-Hulk did critic-wise?
Oh my gosh.
And fans hated it.
I know we have to talk about that one eventually, but...
Well, at least you don't have to watch it.
Yes, that's true. I am appreciative of that, but...
And Daredevil shows up in She-Hulk. Could we get She-Hulk in Season 3 of Daredevil Born Again?
Please, no.
Yeah, but...
No, the actress has already confirmed she's not coming back. She said the most possible thing would be Secret Wars, but she did say that at this point she has no confirmation of coming back. So...
nothing against the actress.
Nothing against the actress, but
the character
she portrayed was not good, poorly written. Everything I've seen about that show makes me hate it, and like there's like maybe one thing out of everything that I saw about that show that I was like, okay, that kind of works. And stupidly, it's her narration, like her talking to the camera. That's the only thing I think worked.
She-Hulk is a fourth wall breaking
in the
character.
Comics. But then I was like, if you already brought Deadpool in, you can't have She-Hulk and Deadpool both be fourth wall breaking unless they're going to be interacting. And it's like, it just gets too frustrating. To me, at least. But, yeah.
Yeah, I could see a thing where, like, She-Hulk turns and starts talking to the camera, and then Deadpool walks in and he's like,
That's my
what are you doing here?
Yeah, something like that, which would work.
And then Deadpool just kills She-Hulk.
Just ends it.
There is actually a comic book storyline called Deadpool during Secret Wars. Do you think that Deadpool 4 could take place during the events of Secret Wars, but not tie into the rest of the Secret Wars movie? Like, Deadpool doesn't show up in Secret Wars, but he has his own little side adventure happening at the same time.
Haven't they already said... Well, maybe it's gonna happen in Doomsday, but the scene with Thor crying over Deadpool's dead body, like, didn't they say they're gonna show that scene actually still?
I guess. I don't
know. I couldn't say at this point.
I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet, so...
Yeah. When we get to it, it's not as good as No Way Home, in my opinion. But that's just me, and everyone's allowed their own opinions, but I think Deadpool and Wolverine was over. But anyways, back to the Defenders. Next question. Anything that stood out to you this season?
Yeah, the character interactions. It's just so much fun seeing these characters I've watched for the past 5 seasons come together and interact with each other. It's my favorite part about the show, and that's the reason why I rate it so highly.
Yeah, which we'll get to in a second. But no, I agree. Again, I think the casting for the Defenders is perfect. Like Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. Like all of them, perfect casting for
absolutely
for the time period. I could say that there's some people who might be able to play better now.
Yeah, I've seen people fan casting Robert Pattinson as Daredevil. I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that. That could be interesting. I don't know. I feel...
Or Luke Cage. I could see Lucas Till do... not Luke Cage. Iron Fist. I could see Lucas Till do a good Iron Fist.
Yeah.
But he's my fan cast for The Flash, so...
No reason why I can't do both.
I mean, except for the contracts.
Except for contracts, but... Yeah. So... What would you rank this show?
I'm gonna give it a solid A.
Solid A? So...
I think it's
high A.
I think it's a lower A.
So,
especially with, like, the movies and everything involved, so I think it's a mid-A tier.
Okay. So, a little bit above mid, but that area.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better than Jessica Jones. I think I would... No, I think I'd rank this better than Jessica Jones. I think I'd put this mid-A.
Yeah, and I'd agree, even though I've only watched 2 episodes of Jessica Jones, like...
And all the,
I've watched all of the Defenders. Yeah. Like, so... I would definitely put it above Jessica Jones, like, for me, anyways, but, yeah, so, any other thoughts?
The only other thought I really have is, just, I'm curious about how they're gonna bring all these characters back in Daredevil Born Again Season 3. That's the only thing I can think about after watching the show.
Born Again.
Because after seeing them all interact in this show, I am so excited to see all of them return in Born Again Season 3.
It is one of those things that I'm more likely to watch Season 3 than I have been for Season 1 and 2.
Just to see all these characters
Just to see all of these characters.
Because potentially, Oscar Isaacs has been talking about coming back as Moon Knight. We could get Moon Knight interacting with these guys. That would be so cool if we got Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Punisher, Spider-Man, and Moon Knight all teaming up. Could you imagine those 7 characters being on the field together? Because we know Punisher and Spider-Man are going to be teaming up in Born Again.
Yeah. Which
could lead into Brand New Day, or Born Again Season 3.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I feel like this era, and it might lead to disappointment, but I think this era coming back is a really good thing.
Because in my personal opinion, at the point we are right now, with everything I know about the MCU, everything I've seen, even with the limited amount, because I've only consumed 6 seasons of Netflix television.
Yeah, at this point.
The Netflix universe is the best thing to come out of the MCU, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would put the Netflix universe above every phase of the MCU.
See, I still personally think that Phase 1 and 2 would go above it. I think Phase 3 is not the best, but we'll get into that later point. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit.
Because I think out of everything in here, we get so much. Obviously, because they're all shows.
Yeah.
But even still, like, we get so much character development. We get so much time with these people. It's like...
Yeah.
And but the stories they tell are so good. Then you have
consistent characters that are irritating, such as Misty Knight after...
At least they're consistent.
And then you have Claire showing up every season, getting worse and worse as it goes. Like, things like that. Admittedly, it is a little bit consistent. Misty Knight's not really, but Claire's is... a consistent, like, downwards trend.
Yeah, it's like she's good, and then she's
like
okay, and then
she's a good connector between the first couple shows.
Yeah,
and then
I don't need to show her to show up.
She doesn't have to show up after the.
I know she's in Luke Cage season 2.
Yes.
I don't know if she's in it. I don't remember her showing up in. I think Daredevil season 3.
I think she doesn't show up in Daredevil season 3, but I think she does show up in Iron Fist season 2.
If I have to see her wear those Wolverine claws one more time, I'm gonna throw my TV out my window. It's why is she fighting people? She's the nurse. She's the healer. So she should not be fighting people.
Stay in your lane. You have your role. Why do you need 18 roles? But yeah. So, anything else?
No, I think that's all I have to say about it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I am Bladen. That is Joe. We are on a quest to rewatch everything in the MCU, and we're chugging along. We're getting through it. Thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things.
What, episode 22?
21.
21?
No, 22.
No,
22. Yeah, 22.
Homecoming was 21.
Yep. So, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.